even though I'm still a ways off before I'm officially quote unquote retired, I'm already thinking about how am I going to make money during my retirement years without actually going to a traditional job. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite strategies that I'm already deploying, even though I'm not retired, but I'm going to be using, especially during my retirement years. If you drop a comment down below, you'll also get my 5 favorite income streams that I plan to use during my retirement years as well, completely for free. Just drop a comment. I'll send that over to you. And while you're down there, hit that like button, that subscribe button. And of course, I hope you're having an absolutely God-blessed day, guys. Today's topic goes out to all of those that want to maybe retire early or want to make money during their retirement years. And I've seen this come up a lot because, our community, we have a lot of individuals that are at retirement, in their retirement, leveraging these strategies that I'm about to share with you. And I think it's important to get this message out there to as many people as possible because I believe this is something that should be taught in schools, but it is not. And I kind of call this the digital landlord strategy. And let's kind of walk through it very simply, right? So let's all just pretend we're retired, okay? And now you're fairly most likely a very successful person. You have accumulated many shares of different ETFs, stocks, etc. Your cost bases are fantastic. And the traditional advice is, hey, draw 3-4% a year, and that terrifies me because in my opinion that kind of kills the compounding, right? You're taking 4% out, you're taking that principal out. What if there's a downturn in the markets, right? Like you're just absolutely killing your gains. What instead is what we can do is we can leverage your asset, we can leverage the stocks that you've accumulated up to this point in your career and your life, and actually create an income from it without ever actually touching the actual principal itself. So let's go over the shoulder and kind of talk about this. So first things first, let's just pretend you own 100 shares of like an ETF. And for this example, we'll just say SPY. Okay. But you could do this with any individual stocks as well. It becomes a little bit more risky, of course, with individual stocks because you lose out on that diversification. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later in this video. But let's just assume over the years you've been DCAing into SPY, right? And this is obviously tracks the S&P 500. It is a very, very widely traded ETF, and we could see that over time SPY has always come back and hit all-time highs, which makes it obviously a reliable investment. Now obviously past performance isn't indicative of future results, but for me, if I'm saving for my retirement and buying ETFs, I want to buy something that has always come back and hit all-time highs preferably, and also gives me some nice diversification as well, okay? And hopefully maybe even a little bit of a dividend would be nice. But what we can actually do with these is if you own 100 shares of SPY or 200 shares or 300 shares, these are the increments this strategy works in, is we can essentially rent these shares out to the market, okay? So let's kind of show you how it looks. So I'm going to go to the options section. Bear with me. I know when you hear options, you want to run away, you want to click away from this video, and I did too for the longest time. I've been an options buyer, I've done day trading, all these nonsense strategies that literally you're not going to beat the market literally ever. Look at the stats, you're going to blow your account. 99% of day traders end up failing or don't make any meaningful amount of money at all. So the strategy I've deployed, and I really learned this when I saw Warren Buffett did this strategy, I was like, what? So let's chat about it. So we're not being a silly little options buyer, we are being a option seller. And now we're going to click sell a call. What I'm saying here is I'm willing to sell 100 shares of that I own of SPY. Okay, that's it. And I get to select my date. Now, I'm just going to, there's a lot that goes into, especially with SPY, because there's, pretty much daily expirations on this thing. But we'll just go out 30 some days. So we'll go out to our 35-day expiration. Now, what does this mean? Well, all we're saying here is I'm willing to sell my 100 shares of SPY on March 27th. Okay. And I get to name my price. So let's say in your case, and we'll kind of go over this 2 times because I think it's important for you to understand and make a good financial decision for yourself here, obviously. At the time you're recording this video, obviously, SPY is trading at 682. So for our first example, we're just going to pretend that you went out there and own 100 shares of SPY at $682. Let's all agree with that just for a moment, okay? $682, you own 100 shares of SPY. Fantastic. Okay. Now I'm going to go toss that number into my covered call calculator, and all my calculators are free. Attend the Ark Options Strategy workshop, and I'll give them all to you for free at the very end of the training. It'll be the first link plus 90 minutes of absolutely amazing training that goes into way more depth of what we're talking about today. So here I am in my covered call calculator, and I'm going to say my purchase strike price is $682. Okay. $682 is my average cost basis for my 100 shares of SPY that I'm willing to sell. Okay, now here is where I get to select what price I'd want to sell those 100 shares for. Is 683, 684, 685, and so on and so on. So let's do a nice little round number of 690, okay? 690, okay? Now in this educational example, if I click into this, you will see, and let me move my little recorder, if one contract is equal to 100 shares. So if you own 100 shares, you could do this strategy, one contract. One options contract equals 100 shares. If you own a 500 shares, you could do 5 contracts. Now that's outside the scope of this video, spreading out your risk, all that stuff. Dive into the content, watch the Ark Options workshop. I would not recommend going full, try to sell, do all of your shares at one strike price. Do what you want, but just, again, there's better strategies to kind of like spread your stuff out. More on that in a bit. Okay, so let's just say we do one contract here, okay, one contract here. Now, in this case, you will see that I would collect just under $1,200 of premium, okay? I would collect just about $1,200 of premium. So let's just call it, we'll just copy and paste this number. We'll go to our covered call calculator and fill out the rest of the information. How much premium are we collecting? We're collecting $1,100, right? Our strike of the option is what we're willing to sell our 100 shares for, right? And what did we say? $690. Now, this is what the full trade would look like, okay? So this is about 30 days to expiration. Our premium return is a 1.7%, not financial advice, results vary. This is just the premium I'm seeing in this educational example, okay? It's all hypothetical, right? But I'm collecting about a 1.7% return. How am I getting that number? 1,100 divided by 68,200. Why 68,200? Because $682 times 100 shares that you own at that cost basis is $68,200. All right, we there? And that 1,100 divided by that 68,000 gives us the 1.7 return, right? So we collect that up front. This is coming from somebody called an options buyer. We send them Christmas cards, okay? But they are the gamblers. I like to look at us as we are the house, okay? We are the house. We set the terms. We know what we're getting ourselves into, okay? And if we sell our shares, we'll collect another $800 of profit, right? That's the difference between 682 and 690. And then our total profit on this trade, max profit potential by the 30-day expiration is about $2,000 or a 2.87% return, just under 3%. What are the risks? Let's talk about the risks, because most of these people on YouTube will not tell you the risk. They'll just sell you this dream that you can make $10,000 a month. Listen, no, let's all be realistic human beings here, okay? And I value you that you've given me 7 minutes of your time already. I'm not going to try to tell you that this is risk-free, free money, because even though it can feel like that, for sure, I get it. It's an awesome strategy, but still, you got to understand the risks. Number one, let's say the 27th comes around. You open your phone, right? Let's say you open this contract today. You don't have to you can manage these. I do recommend checking your portfolio 10, 15 minutes a day. I enjoy this stuff, so I don't mind. But a lot of people in our community that are like busy professionals and stuff, like they'll do this and then they just don't check their phone until 35 days. They're like, okay, I got to check what happened. Two outcomes really can happen if you're in that bank of like, I don't touch it, I'm set and forget, and I don't do anything. Number one is, let's say that SPY is trading below 690. Pretty obvious. You're not selling your shares. 690, right? It is below. You're not selling the shares. Okay. Makes like there it is, right? You're not selling. If it's above 690, that means you are selling your shares. You are selling your shares for 690. However, take a look at this. This is the risk though. Let's say it's on the 27th, 30 days from now, 35 days from now, it's trading at 695, right? That's some extra gains that you would have missed out on because you are now selling at 690. So you have to be comfortable with the fact that you can fully sell your shares here for this. This is your max profit potential, okay? But Pete, I don't want to sell my shares. I want to keep this as an asset for myself to keep making that return. Here's where it gets interesting. Most likely, your cost basis isn't exactly the share price. Okay. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Okay. So let's show. This is why I'm excited about my retirement years to do this strategy, by the way. So let me copy and paste this real quick here. Okay. And again, you can get all my calculators at the end of the Ark Options Workshop, first link. This is important to understand. I talk to a lot of people, in our community. They'll post and be like, hey, I have a great cost basis on all these different kinds of stocks. And that's awesome, right? Fantastic. You've accumulated your and you don't necessarily want to sell them. Now, I believe everybody got a price. But in my opinion, you're going to have to really compensate me if you want my great cost basis of Amazon or whatever. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's say you have a cost basis of, let's just say $400 on SPY. All right. So we'll put 400 of our purchase average cost basis of $400. Look what this just did to the premium. You see how this changed? Now my 1,100 is divided by 40,000. So my premium goes up. Now this is aggressive in my opinion, but this now gives us extra freedom, right? Because now we don't have to take a risky play of like the 690s, right? We could go up. We can be like, okay, let's see. Let's do 705s. $705. Do we think that SPY is going to be trading at $705 in 35 days from now? Whatever your beliefs are, that's a huge run up, obviously. And in this case, we'd collect just $436 and just copy and paste it. Let's put that in here. Boom. In this case, I would collect just about a 1% return on my money. And how am I getting that? 436 divided by 40,000. I'd collect 1% on my money in a month. And if I have to sell, I'd collect an insane profit on my shares. Obviously, that triggers some taxes that you have to deal with. Welcome to the reality that we live in. But my total profit is now absolutely massive. Okay? But it's less likely to happen, right? To be at 690 is very, very likely. Okay? It's very likely. But, I believe everybody's got a price. And we can still go further up, right? We can keep going. And we could be as risky or as little risky as well. 715s? Okay, we're collecting even less there. But think about this. During retirement, in my opinion, I may have at that point accumulated tens of thousands of shares of SPY. Tens of thousands. And let's say I genuinely did, I don't know, let's say like 10 contracts here. Do I honestly give a crap about what my return on collateral is going to be? No, I'm not going to give a crap. I'm simply just trying to collect some rent, right, from my shares at a price that is very unlikely to actually happen, right? Now, of course, everything is possible. It is totally possible that SPY goes from 683 to 715. Of course, anything's possible, but I want to mitigate that from maybe not actually getting that assignment, meaning actually having to sell. So in my case, what I would do is I would do something like this. Right now, we can always gauge our probability with something called the delta. I don't like looking at that all the time because I think it's BS. And if you saw the market now, what's happened with the volatility, it doesn't matter. But basically, the delta tells you a probability. So this is about a 14% chance that SPY will be trading at 715 and I have to sell my shares. But I can keep going up. Right? I can keep going up in price. I can go to the 720s. I can collect $100. And again, if I've got, thousands upon thousands of shares of this, and let's say, again, I do 20 contracts here, and I just want to write myself an extra, collect that insane premium here. I don't really care about what my return on collateral is going to be at that point. I'm just trying to generate some extra income from my principal, from my money, not trying to remove. Now, tell me what's better, okay? Taking that $2,000 out of your portfolio every single month to cover, some fun coupons that you want to do or whatever you want to do. Let's just make this 40 even, because let's say you really want to make some extra cash from your portfolio. Traditional advice will be like, Pete, a financial advisor will tell you, hey, take it out, right? And go, take out about $4,000, $5,000 a month from your portfolio and go live on it. But why would I do that when I can do this instead? Why would I take out some of my money when I can just do this instead? Of course, there's a chance I could have to sell my shares. Okay. It's still better that I sold my shares at the top, right, at 720, collected insane appreciation, collected some insane premium as well along the way. I would still be in the same position at that point. But in this case, I'm now just kind of writing myself a paycheck without actually touching my actual stocks. I'm just using it as selling insurance. Way more goes into this, okay? I invite you to attend the Ark Options Workshop. It's 90 minutes long. At the end of it, I give you all these premium calculators for free, and we dive into it way, way more. At the end of it, I also talk about our amazing community. We have a bunch of incredibly smart individuals that I learn from every single day in there. So attend the Ark Options Workshop. It's only 90 minutes long. I promise you it's going to be time well spent. And at the end, just for giving me some of your time, I will give you all this stuff completely for free, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.